Hello and welcome to the Lund University International Podcast. On the show, you'll hear from current students, alumni, teachers, and many more special guests as we explore what it's really like to live and study in Lund. My name is Elliott, and I am a current master's student in the Sociology of Law department here at the university. And I also am a student worker at the International Marketing and Recruitment Office here at Lund University. We're talking a little bit about student associations in Lund. And before we get into that topic, I'd like to introduce you both to our audience. So if you'd like to introduce your name, which country you're from, and what program you study, then we can kind of talk about student associations after.
Yeah. My name is Leonie. I'm from Germany, and I study in the first year of the biomedicine bachelor program at the Faculty of Medicine.
And hello everyone, my name is Areej, I'm from Jordan, and I am just finishing my first year doing Masters of Logistics and Supply Chain Management at LTH in Lund University.
Thank you both for being here.
Thank you, Elliott.
Yeah. So if you'd like, we can start by talking about which student association you're a part of first. And tell me a little bit about that and how you got involved in that. And
Okay, I can start maybe. Actually, I'm actively part of two associations. The first one is called ESN Lund, the Erasmus Network. And the second one is 180-degree consulting Lund as well. And as I'm speaking, it's like these two associations had a lot of branches in different countries and different universities, but I'm part of the Lund branch. How I was introduced to them. Okay, so it's a very funny story because for the first one, which is the ESN, it was all a coincidence. My friend was going to the election for the council positions, and she's like, you can join. And I'm like, what are you talking about? What is ESN anyway? And she introduced me to the community, and I have applied to be part of the council team, and I'm volunteering as the PR manager for 1 year. By now.
Oh, that's great.
For the second one, which is 180-degree, I actually was introduced to it during the association fair, but we will talk about them, I think, later on when we talk about ways of knowing the associations.
Yeah, I'm part of one association, and that's the Medicinska Föreningen, or MF, which is the student union of the Faculty of Medicine, basically. And you become part of these student unions when you become part of Student Bund, and that's kind of how I got introduced to them. And especially through like novice periods, which are like the introduction weeks from students for students, we got to know what kind of events they do and how it's organized, and I became really interested in that, and decided to become more active and engaged in that, since only studying in your free time is a bit boring.
That's true.
So you both talk a little bit about, that you joined these different associations. Tell me a little bit more about how you joined the 180-degree consulting, because you said you joined through a fair. Is that right?
That's right. During the orientation weeks, there is an event called the Association Fair. It's at the AF building, and I really recommend all the new students to attend. It's where you can be introduced to different communities. Like you can see all the nations there, and you can be introduced to different associations. You can meet the team and know what they are doing, what kind of values they are or causes they believe in. And maybe this is one of the reasons why I was so attracted to 180-degree consulting, because they focus on doing consulting projects related to sustainability, which is like two things that I'm interested in the sustainability aspect and then the consulting as well. So I've been working with them. I joined for the first time as a team leader for a group of consultants. We worked on a project for a company related to sustainability projects and like events, and then I have been selected to be the president for the last cycle as well.
Oh wow!
So I've been like managing a lot of stuff for the last cycle, and we have worked on 6 projects with different Swedish companies.
Wow,
that sounds great.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Leonie, you said you did a novice period. For those that are unfamiliar with novice, what does that mean?
Yeah, as a new student, you kind of get like 2 weeks where you get introduced to the student life in Lund. The student nations do that, but we also had one at our association where we were all people from our program in one group, and then you get to do a lot of fun stuff. We did games in the park, we did dinners with the second year students who are kind of our mentors, mentees in this process. And yeah, you kind of get introduced to what do we do in Sweden in our student life.
What do we do in Sweden with our student life? Tell me a little bit more about your experiences, both of you, in your own time, about the actual associations. So when you meet, where do you meet? What do you work on? You said consulting. You said some education monitoring that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
So
I think the nice thing about student associations is that they have something for everybody. So you can get involved in really many different aspects, which can rank from organizing brunches or soup dinners or educational monitoring, where you're part of being in contact with also the faculty on, for example, how your exams look like or how the mental health of students is and how we can better that. Or also as simple as getting like curtains for rooms that are out of glass, which our student association did this fall for a bit more privacy. So it's just bringing also the students' opinions into the faculty.
Yeah, I think you got great points there because I totally agree. Like when I came here, I wanted my experience being in the master program to be very different from my bachelor. Because during my bachelor, I was like more focused into my studies and I wanted the A grades and so on, which is not bad, but it's like you are missing out a lot of like the other student life that you can be involved in and that you can explore into your personality and your skills and so on. So when I came here to Sweden, I was like, nope. Okay, studies is important. We need to be like focused on that. But at the same time, I want to be involved. I want to be part of these communities that share the same views as I do. And it was very helpful to be around people who have the same beliefs as you do, because you can do a lot of friendship, have a lot of discussions that are very important. And in terms of when we are meeting and how we are meeting, like for example, for the ESN network, we have a weekly meeting. So we agree, like at the start, we agree on a day where we need to have this meeting to share updates, to talk about our events, what went good, what went bad, lessons learned, to have some fika. So it's very important to have this consistency and you have this feeling of belonging.
Yes.
And for 180, it's the same almost, but I think whenever you are in the board team, it's more like more dedication and more commitment to it. So you need to put the effort, but it's very rewarding.
Yeah, we don't have a special time when we meet, since we just have a lot of events where you can decide to join or not to join. And if you want to become an active member, then you can be part of organizing these events. And you can decide, of course, in which events you are interested. If you what I was talking about, like educational monitoring, or if you like more being active in a kitchen or doing a pub. So there's a lot of different aspects where you can get involved.
Yeah, true.
I was just thinking about when we were talking about these stories here about my time as a student, which is now coming to a close as I just submitted my thesis last week.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. But I was thinking about the time where I was spending a lot of energy and things in my student association that I was working with, which was UPF, the Association of Foreign Affairs. And I was thinking just in the past couple of weeks, as that's also come to an end, what have been the benefits of being involved in a student association and that sense of community as well. And so I wondered if you had any insights into maybe not so much the operations aspects, but but more about the sense of community and why it's important to be in a student association.
Yeah, a sense of community, that's for sure, because you are away from your country and you need this support system. So being around people who feels like family, and you share these updates about your life, about your personal life, about your studies, is very important. Yeah. So whenever you need someone, you can really refer to the team, which is amazing when you are like living in a very far country from where you are. So this is one. Two, I think like being it forward. So we help a lot of students to feel welcome and involved in Lund as well, and it's something that I really relate to, and I feel it's very important, because I have been here in last August and I feel lost, and I feel that it's very important to have these people who have been here, had the experience, and they are able to help you whenever you have this question, or like you don't know where to go or what to do or something like this. So like pay it forward for sure. And then again, a lot of causes that you believe in. Like I really appreciate the sustainability aspect here in Lund, and I wanted to add up to the community and to show how this topic relates to me. So I see a purpose of me doing these activities, at the same time having fun and create all of these great memories, like going for a cottage weekend, or like I don't know, going to Norway and so on.
Yeah, I mean, I think you really mentioned a lot of aspects, and I like kind of what we touched upon before. It can get lonely just studying at home and not having anybody to talk to about your life. So I think there's so many opportunities, and finding your community and the place where you feel the most safe and where you feel like, oh yeah, I feel like I can shut off my head for a little while and think about different things. I think that's really important, and the associations are perfect for that.
Yeah, I can add another aspect that I explored my abilities and my skills. So I would never in a million years would believe that I'm a creative in a way, because I was like always, I'm in the analytical side, I'm an engineer and so on. And then I go there and I'm the PR manager, and we are creating these amazing posts on Canva. And I discovered that I love designing actually. So that was a surprise, but at the same time I was so like, I was appreciating the opportunity to explore that side of myself as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. You guys are touching on something that's so important about being a student, which is also having witnesses to being a student. I mean, to have friends who can witness your progress and your change over time. Yeah. And it's a huge part of community as well, to have the people that can just see you existing outside of studies or outside of things like that. So really, really interesting insights on that.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm thinking now about some opportunities. I know you mentioned that you are doing some design now. Has there been something for you, Leonie, about that's maybe been a skill that you've built or an opportunity that you've had by being in the MF?
I think I definitely have developed my social skills a lot, since our association is actually very Swedish.
Okay.
So there's not a lot of international students at the Faculty of Medicine, since we only have one bachelor program and 2 master programs, and a lot of people that study medicine, which are all Swedish. So I think it has kind of made me come out of my shell a little bit, and I have become so much more self-confident, and by kind of being forced to talk to people where now, okay, they have very different experiences than I do, and it isn't always easy to kind of come out of your shell in this way, but I think it has helped me a lot to just develop really how I talk to people, and
Do you talk to them in Swedish or mostly in English?
I don't really talk Swedish yet. Okay. I am learning, but it's not there yet. So mostly in English, and that's not a problem at all.
Cool.
Yeah, same. We, I mean, maybe my associations, both of them are more international. So it's a great point that you mentioned that you are meeting different people from different backgrounds, different perspectives, and you got to learn about their culture, having this cultural awareness and so on. But most of the time, like, like we speak English. It's rarely to speak Swedish. We have a lot of Swedish people joining us, but it's mostly in English because like the international students, it's a little bit hard for them to start right on speaking Swedish.
Yeah, but I think the associations really try to include everybody, and even though sometimes you can feel that, okay, this is harder for international students, it's not impossible to be part of.
Yeah, totally agree.
How would you describe student associations to people that maybe don't understand what they are and don't understand their benefits, even though we've been talking about it for a little bit? I'm just trying to think about, if there's somebody listening to this who is far away from Lund, they're maybe just completing their application to Lund, they're waiting on a result potentially, and they're thinking about now, maybe they got accepted, congratulations to those that got accepted, and they're thinking about, when I go to Lund and I'm in one of those fairs, what should I expect?
That's a very loaded question because it's going to be very overstimulation from everywhere, since I think you've got a sense of how many student associations are there just from us three talking, and we haven't covered everything. And then there's the student nations, which in my case for the student association of my faculty do have very similar aspects. Just the educational monitoring part is different. But so you get really overstimulated by everything that is happening here because there's a lot. But put simply, the student association in my case is just a lot of different clubs that you can join. Like in a high school, you have a choir, you have a pub here now and brunch, and then you can decide, okay, I want to go here and I want to go there. So it's kind of see them as kind of an organization that have a lot of clubs that you can join or not join.
Yeah, and since Lund in general is a student city, the most mesmerizing aspect is that these organizations or communities are run by students. So you feel like, okay, I'm a student, I have this hobby, or like, I'm so interested to know more about music, sports, maybe religion, maybe spiritual stuff. And you can find something for everyone here. And even if you don't, surprise, surprise, you can create your own association. So you can apply to open an association if it happened that there's something that nobody thought of, which I suspect, but it's always open to have this sense of community, and then communities that are run by students, which is a very great opportunity.
Yeah, I agree. And I think even if you don't know yet what you would want to do, this is the place where you can try it. I think that's what I've learned most from the student association, since nobody really has that much experience coming into this, but you just go there and nobody expects you to be the perfect person that will be perfect in this job, but you can just try it out and see how it goes. And most often, if not always, it ends pretty well.
Yeah. That's true. Creating great memories, having so much more skills, and then having more friends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Leonie, you touched on an interesting point because in my student association, I joined their podcast and radio division 2 years ago. Yeah. And I was working with them doing, podcasting and stuff. Yeah. And now I do that with Lund University, which is quite fun. So it's, the skills that you build translate into things that you would never even think of, No. So it's very interesting. And it's very true that you can build a skill and it translates.
Definitely.
Have you had an experience in your association or maybe in another association that you've been to or done something with that you would say is a cannot miss opportunity? People have to go to these things or something like that you would highly recommend?
Yes. Very easy. Yeah. No, I think my friends and people I talk to are a bit annoyed by me at this point, but I love, love, love the MF brunch, which is held every 2 weeks at our villa near the Botanical Garden. And it has the best brunch in Lund. No joke. So there's there's a buffet and you can come and eat in the garden or on the tables inside when it's raining, but it's gonna be a thing that you won't want to miss.
Sounds great. I'm excited to join now. I'm not sure I am able to, but sounds amazing. Yeah, it's a great question. I would say that for ESN, for example, we have amazing sittings. Like we had, and for people who does not know what a sitting is, it's like a dinner, a party where we have a theme and we like have different dishes, but at the same time singing all the great songs and so on. So we had an ABBA sitting. We had the oldies but goldies sitting, which is 80, 90. Yeah, and we had a sitting for Coachella as well. It has been very fun, and I think like sittings are one of my favorite activities being in Lund. So this is one that I'm sure like it's very popular actually, and a lot of people enjoy it. And then another one is related to trips around Europe. So we have the Lapland, Gotland, Norway trips, and I'm not advertising, but I have been to one of these trips and it has been like amazing because you have all these people who are excited to have fun and you share the same like goal to explore the places and so on. So it's very nice. For 180, it's on the other side where you can network with people in the industries. So we work with startups, Swedish companies, and you connect to these amazing people who have these ideas to implement amazing stuff related to sustainability and social impact and so on. And then we use our tools and theory to help them solving some challenges or problems that they are having in their company. So you build this network with the Swedish institutes or industries, which is amazing. But at the same time, you implement these theories that you are taking in your courses to help them solving these challenges. So it's like a transition from theory and like just studying literature to actually applying it, which is very amazing.
Any other parting thoughts or final pieces of advice for our students out there?
I think you should join definitely. No, I think it's very important and great to become part of these associations and to become part of Lund's student life and kind of find your path. And I would say you shouldn't be scared of all the new opportunities, but and let it kind of sink in what there is. You don't have to make a choice in the first 2 weeks about where you want to get involved. I only got involved in the second semester, really. So take time to think about it, take time to try it out and see what fits you best and what gives you the most joy and how much time you have. And then you can decide still. So there's no rush to go into anything.
Yeah, that's true. And on the other side, the information is always there. Like you can check the associations on Lund website. Just type in Google Lund University Association and you can have a list of different associations, more than what we talked about. Some related to music, some to sports and so on. So maybe you can explore before even coming here. And then on the orientation week, I really advise to join the association fair. It was very it was a good event to meet all these people and hear about their passion towards their work actually. So yeah.
Thanks so much for being on.
Thank you, Elliott. It was fun having you as well.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Lund University International Podcast. If you're interested in learning more about Lund University, you can go to our website, lunduniversity.lu.se. You can also follow us on social media, on Instagram, on Facebook, on X, and you can also chat with our current students on Unibuddy. Don't forget to subscribe, and we look forward to bringing you a new episode very soon.